box below, in your YouTube player for tabs and backing tracks, on my website, information about the sound tools I'm using today, and links to other goodies via my Patreon page. Continuing. Okay. First use of delay that you heard me do is I like to set it as a swung eighth note. So it's hard to see here, even in this room, all delays have the same functionality. Regeneration, which is like how many delays it gives you. You know, if you set it all the way up, it'll keep going, depending on your delay, quite a long time. You know, I keep that usually pretty low. It's really just one and then another one after it. Mix is how much, you know, of your undelayed guitar and how loud is the delay. Watch, if I turn it all the way up, the delay is louder. Again, I keep that pretty low. If you turn it all the way off, no delay comes through. Yeah, so everything is, you know, moderation. The important one is time or speed or rate. That determines how soon after you've played your note the delay kicks in. And so for something like this, you know, you want it, depending on the tempo of the song, you know, you're going to want it somewhere. What's this? Oh, I can't remember the name of the Pink Floyd song. I think is it the first song on Animals or the first song on Metal? That's basically what inspired this. So that's one way I use it. Now the riff I'm playing, it's a B minor. I guess that's like a B Dorian really. So I got my thumb grabbing the 7, and then I got 7, 7, 7 there. And interesting, I can unswing it depending on how I play it. Anyway, 7s, 9s, 7s, very 70s chord here. That's really an A chord, but still with the B on the bottom. 7, 6, 5. So the hard part is not playing, like letting the delay confuse you and like starting to add extra notes, because I'm really just going with the delay, because it's tempting to be like you start to add them in, but then it just gets murky. I think it's actually a good lesson in keeping even time to not add in extras. And then I'm just going to be like, I was like, well, go down to an E. Really this, that's the same as that. So it's a D, move it up 2 frets to an E. E chord. So I was really just changing the root note. By the way, there's slow down gears in YouTube, 3/4 speed up here or over here on a tablet. Arrows go forward and back, spacebar pause. It's a great way to work with guitar lessons. And then I was still thinking the same thing. So it's kind of still the same. I was like, well, 7s, E, because that's still this again. And I was like, well, here's a, you know, here's a D, because there's a D chord still against the E, and then an E. That gave me that cool, trippy opening jam. You get the idea. So that's one way I use a delay. The next way I use it is slow it down a little bit even more. And yeah, maybe give it, yeah, around there. I really slow it down, but then I turn the mix pretty far down. So this is what I do for, I'm bringing in the Phase 90 and the Greer Southland for Guitar Hero stuff. Yeah, because it gives you that, the Guitar Hero trail. So I use this when I'm, you know, ripping a nasty solo live. Okay, so let's take a Tony Iommi lick. Hear that? That's what I'm talking about. That is the second way I use delay a lot. Might give us a little more brightness out of this. Sounds sick, dude. Maybe a little more of that. Okay, so that lick, well, I'll leave all the effects on. So we're in C-sharp blues. 9th fret blues scale. This is from the Iron Man solo. It starts. I gotta do a lesson on just this lick alone because I think it's a really smart way to get a lot of notes by not working too hard. Hammer on, you know, 7 to 9. Here's the key. That's Tony Iommi. I do this all the time. When I learn a solo, I pinpoint little things. I'm like, that's unique to that person. There it is. Now I'm just sliding forward. Was that 9, 11? Sick. And then I'm just doing the same thing an octave higher. And that is, yeah, 9, 11, 9, 11. Here's that thing. The little and then it's forward. 11, you know, 11, 13, 12. And then those 14s. Then I take an old thing that I play around with, which is a Dickie Betts stutter trick, and did it with bands. That's a Dickie Betts thing. So I did a Tony Iommi thing to a Dickie Betts trick. And so that's a bend up on that 12. There's that syncopation that he was so good at. Or, sorry, he's still alive, is so good at. There's that one. And then, so I'm not going to say him. You slow it down, you'll see what I'm doing. Spend a couple of days on that. Then that's just, again, me moving things to different parts of the scale. That's what that lick is. Slow it down. 11 goes up. So there's 1, 2, 4 licks that make up that sick run. Now notice what happens if I bring in too much of the delay mix, it's gonna ruin it. I mean, that was kind of sick, but you could see it made it really messy. Side note, you can always do a crazy thing with analog delays. Should work. You turn that regain up, turn the mix up, should start to get feedback. Come on. There it is. Weird, I've never really played around with it. Hold on. Yeah, it's just, yeah, turning, you know, I got the regain pretty far up. Interesting. Okay, so this pedal doesn't scream as much as something like a Boss DM2 will. You'll hear it on some recordings like a get like a spaceship sound. Some analog delays will get a really good feedback going. I'm surprised I couldn't get it to do it. All right, whatever. All right, let's turn off some of those other effects. The last, way that is very common, the most common way probably to use a delay pedal is for slapback. So slapback is a quick delay. So you can see, I got my knobs. You can see that there. That's too slow for slap. It's around there. I'm going to bring that mix down. You can turn the regain up. Again, not a lot. Classic slapback is, So yeah, that'll give us a, I'll stay in neck pickup on this my old Mustang here. Yeah, so slap, you'll use this for reggae and rockabilly. Let's see, let's take a Harry Nilsson. Hold on, let me make sure my voice is still recording. Sometimes it just pauses on my little iPad here. No, it's okay. Oh, let's take Harry Nilsson Coconut. Gives you that bounce. And okay, well, I'm going to show you what I'm doing there. I'm taking a C7 chord. The thumb is going back and forth on those 3s and 3s. And this is an interesting pattern. That's what the other fingers are doing. Very unique pattern. It's not standard Travis picking. It's not. Which is cool too. And then I put a little, I guess that's a C mixolydian fill in. Oh, 1 pre-bend on that 3. That's the set flat 7 of the key. And yeah, so there you have it. You got swung eighth notes for a very Pink Floyd effect. The effect I probably use the most is the second one, where the Guitar Hero effect. And then slapback. I like slapback. I don't use it as much as I think I would. There you go. Okay, pause stuff.